Hey everybody, welcome back to Koali Zoo. It's already time for episode 31, and today I am joined by Rudi and Mike. How are you guys doing?
Doing alright, still alive.
Yeah, that's very good.
We had a wildfire about 10 miles from our house, but we're good.
Ooh.
We're okay.
Oh man. To be
Yep.
honest, the way that this episode came together is honestly...
What is happening?
I don't
nearly
know.
came together.
Yes. Look, we're just gonna ignore whatever's happening there. Actually, no, we're gonna head into task
We're just
manager
ignoring the
and
black
see
box.
What the hell the black
You
box
mean that
is
takes
doing.
up like 80% of the screen and Mike and I can't see anything?
I mean, I was thinking we're just gonna have to cut this out and start anew, but on the other hand, this is just kind of an explanation of what has been going on with my computer and why this episode has come so late. So I think we might
It's like
as well
3
just
weeks
keep it
late or
in.
something like that. Yeah.
Yes. It's
But
it's
it's
3
also
weeks
to blame
later.
on me, you know?
Yeah,
I'm not
last
only
week,
blaming on SILV.
That's true. What happened again exactly?
In short, you know, I'm also working from home and I'm working with Microsoft Teams. And the problem Microsoft Teams has is you can't set the microphone to a constant value. It has an automatic voice detection, which you can't disable. I didn't notice it was still running in the background when we tried to record on Discord. And so it always overrode my Discord settings. And so I was always cut off. And then we thought SILV's computer is slowly dying because he had the cutoff issues as well someday.
Which it is, to be
And
fair.
we didn't really think about it. It could be me. And I just only noticed until very much later when I tried to call someone else and he was saying like, hey, you also have like cutouts. And I was like, what the fuck? And yeah, that was Teams then. So guys, never use Teams when you do anything. Just kill it.
Fair enough. To switch to Discord. Honestly, Discord's
right.
great.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah.
here we are in Koali Zoo.
Yeah, I was about to say, let's actually start a quick tour. This episode is kind of interesting because I think time-wise, it's the one that I spent most hours on. I spent a lot of time, even while this was delayed, just tinkering away at this without recording because it's untime-lapsable, honestly. It's mostly, well, without spoiling too much, it's just fixing up the old hotel building. Because what went wrong here, essentially, is I think I built this building without the intention of ever making, full detailed interiors, which was a horrible idea for a bunch of different reasons. But shortly after, of course, Iben came with the amazing SILV Suites, which are absolutely beautiful, and I was just like, great. Now my hotel just looks horrible, and it doesn't have an interior that fits, and the whole file is just a mess. So I've spent the past couple of weeks just replacing every single wall and window and changing the dimensions of this building
Oh my
ever so
God.
slightly to make sure that hotel rooms could fit into it. And
Oh, I'm so sorry, Sylv.
it's totally fine. But turns out I think it's more challenging to take an existing shell of a building and give it an interior than it is to just make a building from the start with an interior. So I really should have just done that in the first place. But yeah, it is.
Well, I'm
what it is.
excited because, okay, so you basically retrofitted this building because I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, this looks like the one that we ended on. But no, it's retrofitted with space for interiors now.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
also I see a couple of changes on the balconies, I guess.
Yeah, there are a few changes here and there. Also, there are some new lights on the outside, slightly different scenery. Obviously, it says SILV Suites at the front here now, the sort of entrance. And there's just some small changes to it. The white section between the tower and the apartment sections, which used to be just white, same stucco walls, is now bamboo to try and separate the
nice.
tower a little bit more from the rest of the building. Could be improved a little bit,
that looks
maybe
nice.
set back a bit.
Yeah, I like
but
that.
yeah, it's
That's
these,
a bit
these
like
little
wings.
changes.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, let's just walk into it. I also made a few changes here on the plaza. There's actually a fence now around here that prevents people from jumping into the water because it was really just a white ledge here.
Okay.
We can also just put some piranhas in when we get them so they will also not jump in.
Oh, that would be great, honestly. Although I think this pool isn't really conducive to any light at all. There are actually some swimming pool lights on the bottom of this as well now, so at night you'll be able to
That's
actually
cool.
see underwater.
It's so
Very
good. I
cool.
just recently tested that. This engine has a really good display of underwater lighting when it's dark.
Oh yeah,
It's really unfortunate that it doesn't really pay out at daytime, but at nighttime it looks really, really sweet.
Yeah, it's great. So yeah, here we walk up to the SILV Suites. It's quite simple. The idea of this is that in the end, it will be expanded into this area where there will be a restaurant and a proper lobby section and all that. But this would be a direct way for the people who live in who have a room in the hotel. Hopefully they don't actually live there. To just directly go to their rooms, go up the elevator or the stairs without having to go through all of the restaurant section.
That's awesome, yeah.
That's something I've noticed a lot with like tropical areas, that you end up having these tower complexes, and as long as you've got like the little key card, you can just go directly into your tower complex without having to go back through like the hotel main lobby or anything like that.
Yeah, exactly. That's a super good call though. I didn't include any little keycard swipers. Next time, I'm definitely going to add those in the meantime. That's
okay, so now that sets the bar for the detail.
Yes.
I'm excited.
So yeah, let's just get into the SILV Suites and see what it's like. It's quite simple on the inside here, but I tried to make the style a little bit fitting with the wet suites as well.
Nice.
So either you just take the elevator or you just take the stairs up. I have to say there are some unfinished rooms where I couldn't really figure out what to do with them exactly. There's one transition over here which could connect to the other wing of the building, and then there's another room here, and I'm honestly thinking these could be conference rooms as well, with a screen and tables and things like this, because this won't be used for a restaurant or lobbies or anything like that.
I mean, if we could put our own billboards on, we could use some cool screens of some Koali workshops in the future. That'd be awesome.
Oh, that's a really cool idea, yeah.
So that we could actually put some of the habitat thingies in as like a little reference here. That would be cool.
Right. Yeah, it's a very
I love it. I love the freaking lights on the elevator.
Bubbles.
Yeah, I noticed that the Sweat Suites also had like hanging light fixtures in some way, so I was like, alright, we have to do something similar but different for this to try and go for some sort of, fitting, coherent style.
Love it. That's so cool.
But Mike is right, like the elevator lights indicating it's on the 3rd floor right now. Oh
Yeah,
god,
exactly.
I love it.
So yeah, unfortunately we don't have a functional elevator in this game, so I guess we're just gonna take the stairs up to where we want to be. And then we just have, I think, how many floors? Well, I know this building has a bunch of different floors, but they're basically
you have
all the
5
same.
floors, I think.
I made 2 different hotel rooms, and
Nice.
the bottom floors are all the same room, and then the top floor are actually single rooms as well.
Oh, cool. So you access the rooms from the outer balcony?
Yeah, exactly. The challenge with this building was that it's a little bit too narrow to actually add a hallway in the middle of the building and rooms on either side. So for the dimensions of this building, I think this was the way that worked out best. And I think it kind of gives it sort of a motel feeling. In my imagination, this could also be just the cheaper hotel of the resort, because the Sweat Suites are very fancy, and they don't have as many places, whereas this is a much larger building with more compartmentalized rooms that are a bit smaller, simpler, and just a larger context.
I dig it. I mean, this is where most of us would be staying instead of the Suites.
Yes, definitely. I mean, to be fair,
a random investor comes around to build Koali and pay us the money for the concept. No.
To be fair, honestly, in my history of going to zoos and theme parks, I always just stay at a very cheap place nearby and walk to the site, honestly.
That's true.
But
I think
yeah.
also e-scoot by now, because no one uses e-scooters anymore, so you will definitely find one.
Oh, really? Nobody uses those anymore?
In Germany, nobody. It's like they're lying around everywhere. It's like, whatever.
Oh, yeah. I always take note of like which ones you can find on the street, because I once had a lecture about those things and the whole economy behind it. It's really interesting to see like the different companies always competing in different cities, and whenever I visit a new city, I'm just like, all right, so these are the bike sharing companies, and these are the scooter companies. Interesting. But sorry, I'm getting way off
travel.
Oh,
the way you
yeah.
guys talk about travel, it's
when the thing
it's not happening over here. It's just darkness.
Yeah, let's just get
all
into
day.
the hotel room. Forget about everything that's happening in the outside world right now, right? 101, because that's a cool number. I just wanted to go into 101. So it's quite simple. We just have a little place to drop your coats here. A bathroom with a door that we can't see through, but it
No
just has
way.
Dang, you
a
did
little
the
sink
bathroom.
and a shower and everything.
Oh, I love
Holy
it.
crap.
Um,
Okay, so that's another level.
little like a heater thing. This is honestly
Oh
just
yeah,
one of
a
those
towel
simple
rack
girder
heater or
pieces,
something like
but
that.
yeah, I figured this would really work as a bathroom heater, like just one piece. There we go.
Oh,
simple
nice.
enough, honestly.
It
And
Oh
is,
then
my
yeah.
gosh.
the rest of the room is very simple, just a double bed, large bed,
I
little
love it.
barrels on the side, and a small desk and a TV on the other side.
But
Damn.
it looks so believable.
This is really nice.
Thank you guys. So it's
Really
all
cool.
quite simple, honestly, just a bunch of wooden beams and stucco. But really, the challenge was trying to. The way that I did this was honestly quite weird. I just took the profile of the space that we have here and made it a separate building, which is all of the interiors. So the way, like for instance, I could grab this, and if I start to move it around here. You can see that like the interior all goes away and the empty room space is still left. But it worked as a decent way to just make one room and then copy it into all the different spaces of the building.
Oh,
That's so
absolutely.
cool.
Especially if you didn't plan on making the exterior as part of your interior. I mean, this is a good way to do it.
Exactly.
Looking so cool. I love the light switches, the little ones next to the bed. Like, it's always the one who gets the light switch to turn it off.
That's
There's
true.
always the one in the room who has the light switch for only that lamp, and the other one has that for the whole room. And
Actually-
whenever you have that for the whole room and clicking the wrong one, you are basically
The
bad
room light
person.
switch is at the door for this room though, so at the bed you really only just have the light switches for here on the side. But maybe they could be
Yeah, for the
programmed
reading
some other
lights.
way. Yeah,
I know
exactly.
who would be made walk in a lot at night. It'd be me then. Turn on the light. Turn off the light.
I
This is
know.
So cool.
For some reason, I'm an adult now, but whenever I go to bed, I still first turn on the reading light, and then I turn off the big light. Turn on the reading light, and then turn off the big light. Then get into bed, and then turn off the little reading light. I'm just like, all right, I didn't have to walk through my room in the dark. Great.
Yeah, you're just trying to
Crisis
keep
averted.
yourself from stubbing your toe on something.
Yes, of course. I'm keeping my toes safe.
That's the reason we'll go with.
I mean, we all played with Lego. We all know what it means to keep the toes
Oh
safe.
gosh.
So
Oh my.
Oh.
Yes.
Well, and I have like wired headphones, so I trip over that wire and I'm going through the window.
oh god.
Oh yeah. To be fair, I still have wired headphones too. I just
Yeah,
kind
same.
of like the safety and having everything analog as well.
Mm-hmm.
But basically,
Oh,
I just
it's-
destroyed one lately when I was playing a racing game. I didn't notice that it was kind of caught in the steering wheel, and I made a hefty correction while racing, and I just completely ripped it out of the connection.
That does
My
happen.
God.
Yep.
Cool. Well, this is really, really well done. My goodness.
So yeah, that's our hotel room. I actually still have to see if I fixed up everything in the staircase, because maybe there's still some glitchy parts there. But if all is well, let's just head up to the top floor and see what we can do there.
Ooh.
Sorry guys, this is gonna
Like-
take a while. I'm doing it all by hand instead of just jumping out of Tejit's cam, but want to make sure that I actually get there the legit way.
I was about to say that's like no real staircase, right? I mean, if you would have fit that in and then put some, I don't know, vending machines in the rooms, hidden in the, But
Oh,
Oh,
to get people
yeah.
to actually use it? Oh,
Yeah,
that would
there's
be
no
nice,
way to
but
actually
yeah.
make that functional. But yeah, this is the top floor, and as you can notice, it's a little bit smaller. But if we go into one of the rooms here, we have just a slightly smaller situation going on. I noticed there's a roof piece, which I'm gonna have to remove because there's some Z fighting. But yeah, that is... Wait, do all the rooms have that?
Wow, the higher you go,
have
the
to
worse
check
the
that.
room gets.
Okay, we will fix the Z fighting on that one. But yeah, that aside, it's the bathroom is actually pretty much the same. It's just
Oh,
that the
the
rest of
bathroom
the
looks
room
nice.
is a little bit
That's
shrunk,
good.
and you just have a single bed in here because it's hard to fit in anything else. But yeah, that's
The
the
treetop
situation
cabins.
for the
that's
yeah.
so cool.
exactly.
Oh, that's
I mean,
really awesome, though.
if we're talking to add a little bit of a story to it, if we're talking about like conference rooms in the ground, that makes even sense to have these single apartments on top, because mostly that's what you have for like traveling people, getting to conferences. You would have like journalists or so. They mostly
Oh,
come on
yeah.
their own.
Yeah, totally.
If they don't have a secret relationship at work or whatnot.
Or they just get a luxurious 2-person room anyway, even though they're alone. But I mean, it's just
true.
6 1-person rooms, so you never know. Can always use them.
How many rooms are on each level?
So there's 6 rooms on each level, and there are
Okay.
5 levels in total, so it's 30 rooms.
Cool.
Oh, that's a decent number.
Well, you could blow out the wall to the right and make it a double suite.
Oh, that's a very good point.
I know
Well.
you don't want to do it. I understand.
I know. I actually sounded very sarcastic there, but I was. Yeah, I'm very, very done with moving walls and stuff around in this building and trying to get things to work. I am absolutely killing my past self for the dimensions of this building. But I think at the end of the day, it worked out into something that's at least realistic enough for the purpose.
God, it looks really cool
So,
though.
yeah,
Like it
that's
really is
amazing.
so great that from the outside you don't really see a difference, but then it really makes a huge difference from what the building is. I totally also must add to the fact that also I saw that with the sweat suites as well. You kind of get a better understanding of the dimensions, you know, when you have all the interior done. It is kind of obvious that you have to do it the right size, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So that makes the building by natural looking a lot more realistic because you have to, you know, stick to the sizes required.
Yeah,
I
totally.
find that really cool.
Yeah, I think you get much more realistic composition and just overall shape of a building if you try to, you know, think of how the interior could look and how different rooms would work, for sure. You find very often, for instance, people who place chimneys on top of buildings where somewhere below that chimney there's a window, and that's like one of those issues that you'd never get into that unrealistic situation if you try to work out the interior space as well.
That's right. But in Planet Coaster, though, it was never an issue because we used chimneys for everything, including windows.
That's true.
Yep, that's right.
Oh, God.
Well, that's
Yeah, that's
awesome.
so
I
cool.
mean, what is your grand plan in this kind of area?
So my grand plan, I still have somewhat of a grand plan. Ideally, this building will connect to this lower section, which is where the restaurant will be. Because logically, I just didn't see a good way to fit a lower section into this building.
Sure.
And I think this makes more sense as a layout. And then on this side could maybe be a swimming pool. That was my ultimate dream, to be honest. We'll see if that actually works.
But that would be cool.
But that's what I was thinking about.
I think if I may give you a suggestion, because we do have that swimming pool in the sweat suites, which is more like an infinity relaxed chill pool.
Yeah.
I think it would be cool to have like a little reminiscence of Koali, you know, that this might be a little bit more also for kids, like a kids pool area. I think that would be cool.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I was thinking of a much, more shoddy looking pool, more cheap looking, maybe a bit sketchy, but with some water slides and stuff. I think that would fit, the kind of place that this is.
Yeah, curves are for chumps.
Cool.
Totally. But actually, there's some fun things to talk about. Speaking of curves, this is my like working file away from Koali Zoo because my computer absolutely can't handle it. But I still have the circles lying about from when I was making this water element with the semicircles. And here is actually the hotel rooms as they are without the
nice.
Exterior walls. So that's kind of funny, just looking, what
That
the
looks like
layout
Sims.
of these things is. Right?
Sims.
I was totally reminded of the same. There's also something interesting in this file which I guess deserves some showing off. It's just this random old idea for the building, which was like a modern version of the hotel that never ended up making it through. And I'm very glad because I would have no idea how to make hotel rooms work in this thing because it's like all curvy and
interiors.
the shapes are
God.
way harder to work with.
So guys, expect the next delay is like 5 weeks then because we will switch this in.
I mean, it's too cool to not use.
Okay, please take that back. It's not cool enough to be worth the hassle of making it usable, I think.
Well, I don't know if it necessarily needs to be usable. It just needs to be kind of like that background scenery that you're looking for with a tower complex.
That's a very fair point. There's still a parking lot to work on as well that I know we
doing
keep
that too?
procrastinating on, but it would be cool to try it.
Oh, Lord.
So,
Maybe that could be somewhere on there.
I guess I have
let's
to
go
promise
back
to
to
not start anything new next episode.
Oh yeah, I mean that's Koali at this point. Is really just we did all of the fun stuff and all of the stuff that you can just quickly build something cool and show it off and be like, yeah, that's so cool. But now
I mean,
you have to like
I
fix
wouldn't
up all
agree
of the
on
messy
quickly
bits.
though.
Okay, no, that's true.
Yeah, I know that I've got one new area that I want to do, and then I've got to clean up all my other areas, and then I
Yeah.
think that's, I don't know what else we can do. I would imagine like a public transport hub, or are we doing like a full-on
really
parking garage? Or because there's not a whole lot of room that we've left.
No, I think
Yeah.
I think either way, even if there's coming something bigger updatey in the future, it also wouldn't be fit in here. Like we just don't have the space to go
No.
another route. I think from the concept, the zoo is done, and we
Yeah.
just have to wrap it up in this kind of sense. And then I don't know, maybe expand the Koali franchise in the future if necessary, but
Yeah.
not in here.
Yeah, no, totally. I agree.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my God, still really cool. I love
Yeah.
this hotel. I love this vibe of it, and I love the fact that it is so different from the other one. It kind of really plays a good role in this balance between this hyper luxury stuff on the other side, and this more like family oriented. Very much going into. I think it goes really good in line with the style of most of the buildings in the Koali resort. So really cool. I love it.
Well, I'm glad you
Definitely.
like it.
Yeah, I can understand where your kind of disappointment is, because it doesn't look significantly different, but it is. I mean, we knew what we were that the inside of that building wasn't done. It was just kind of open space because you could kind of see it through the windows. It changes so much when you can see like stuff through the glass.
Oh yeah.
It just
totally.
looks so much better.
Wow. I'm glad you guys like it. It's awesome.
Yeah, of course.
We do. Yeah.
So it's finally time to do some fun stuff again soon and start, building new things. But I'm glad that this
Maybe.
thing has an interior, because I also feel like everything in Koali Zoo at the end has to fit together and be as complete as possible. And this building was just kind of, I don't know, a little bit of an issue with that. But yeah.
Yeah, I would say get a computer would be your first thing to do, and then you can have fun. You can have the fun that we're having with when we can open the zoo.
I'm
And
so hard into it right now, and I can't wait to get my hands on a 30X. All right. Out of anybody, I
is
can't
also
wait
sold.
the most.
So
Oh yeah, God, if I can get one, honestly. But
you will be fine. You will be fine. I think I'm gonna stock up soon. I mean, I think they could have expected that. So yeah.
yeah, no, for sure. So what's the plan
All
for the next Koali episode?
I think it's me again, right?
Rudy, yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
sounds
I
good.
got a plan. There's not much space left, so I think this time we can straight away say that I'm going to make the connection between the education center and the koala habitat that Lady did lastly.
Oh, nice.
I have a certain plan what I put there, and I'm going to see how much time I have. But maybe I'm also going to start with the connection of the water element. What we still need to do, Mike. You know what's coming from the highlands.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm gonna tackle that already, so that the Bengal tigers finally get some fresh water.
The thing is, y'all started adding stuff there, and they're like, "Oh, just connect the water." It's like, "Oh, okay." Let me just put my magic wand out there.
Yeah, no, I think I have an idea how to incorporate that in the build, so I'm gonna try that so that we have that out of the way. Because if I would go in and just cram something in there even more, I don't know how you would be able to build the water element in anyway. So no, I'm gonna take care of that.
Okay, good.
Okay, sounds good. All right.
Cool.
Well then, thank you everybody for watching this video. I know it's been quite a mess and maybe not my usual kind of stuff, but it's been pretty important to me at least, and I'm really happy with the result. And thank you, Rudi and Mike, for stopping by at last.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Oh, I'm so glad it's finally done after so many tries of getting this episode together. My God.
I really hope everyone out there appreciates that, because it was.
I was gonna
really
say, don't say that
hard.
yet.
Oh,
You
yes.
you haven't rendered it and uploaded it yet.
Oh God. Okay, yeah. Crossing my fingers. Well, we're almost there. Anyway,
Alrighty.
we'll see each other next week, or maybe sometime later. We'll see each other at some point in time on Rudi's channel.
Maybe we'll be
And,
next week.
we'll see
Maybe
how it
not.
goes. Yeah.
Depending.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.